Hi, welcome back. Today's yoga practice will be focusing on the 5th chakra, also called the throat chakra. In Sanskrit, it's called Vishuddha. So before we get started with our yoga practice, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about this chakra. It's denoted by the color blue, and the element that is associated with this chakra is sound. Kind of makes sense because we're talking about a chakra where we're communicating. And as we kind of move up the chakras, you may have noticed the earlier chakras are more physically based, that we can see them. And then as we move up, we can't necessarily see, like the heart chakra is denoted by air. We can't always see air, but we can see a manifestation of it, for example, with wind, as air moves fast and blows. As we move up to the throat chakra, we can't see sound, but we can hear it, and we can even feel the vibrations of sound if they're very loud. So we're kind of moving up, becoming a little bit more esoteric with some of the elements associated with the chakras. And the endocrine gland that is associated with this chakra is the thyroid gland. That's located here in front of the throat. The thyroid gland is really important for a lot of bodily functions. It has an impact on a lot of different organ systems, from your digestive and your metabolism, to immunity, to energy levels. It's a very kind of important endocrine gland that releases different hormones. Okay, so the parts of the body also that are associated with this chakra include, of course, the vocal cords, but also the mouth, the teeth, the tonsils, the neck, the vertebrae, the ears. So it's a lot of like this ears, nose, throat area. And in kind of moving away from the physical body and going more into the mental, emotional, this chakra is about, of course, communication. Using your voice, speaking your truth, even when it's difficult to do. At the same time, this chakra is also about listening, taking in and hearing others, and hearing truth too. So there is this back and forth or give and take with this chakra. All right, so from that, let's go ahead and start today's practice. Feel free to have some props. You'll definitely probably want to have a block or two for yourself. And we're going to start with just a little bit of opening up or movement for this area, for the neck and the throat. So sit up nice and tall in Sukhasana, and we're just going to start to do a little bit of movement. So on taking a breath through your nose as you're elevated with the spine, and then when you're ready to exhale, exhale through the nose, and you'll look off to your right. Keep the breath moving here. Shoulders are released down and slightly back. Inhale, bringing your head back to center. And then when you need to exhale, you're looking over to your left. On your next inhale, bring your head once again back to center. Inhaling, and then exhale, let your head or the ear fall towards your right shoulder. Take a moment, try and release the left shoulder down a little bit more to extend the stretch in the side of your neck, and the breath continues. Slightly take the gaze upward, slightly elevate the chin upward just to kind of change the pull in the neck muscles. And then raise the head up again. Take another full inhale through the nose. Exhale, slowly release that left ear down towards the left shoulder. Holding here, keeping the breath moving, pulling that right shoulder down just a little bit more. And now taking the gaze a little bit more upward, tilting the chin slightly upward also. Breathing. And then taking your head slowly back up. From here, inhale, chin goes up, gaze goes up to the sky, head releases back. And then exhale, slowly take the head and the chin down towards your chest. Inhale, up and back, one more time. Exhale, release down. From here, do a little bit of side movement, kind of like a half circle, down and over to your left and your right. All right, take the head back to level, rotate the shoulders back, and then rotate the shoulders forward. Inhale up. And then from here, exhale, twist over to your right, keeping the tall lifted spine, shoulders draw down, and your gaze is going out beyond the right shoulder. So you may be turning your head a little bit more, going a little deeper. Make your way back to center. Inhale again. Exhale and twist to your left. Try not to lean back with the arm, but rather stay upright. Shoulders release down a little bit more. Your gaze may go back towards that left shoulder even more. And from here, slowly come back to center. You'll take your hands, place them right behind your hips. Fingertips are pointed away from you. Push down into the mat, open the chest, shoulders down and back, then real big opening for the throat and the chest. Head comes back to level, release your arms. And before we continue on, we're going to move into our pranayama today, which is Ujjayi breath. We're going to be kind of placing a lock, an energy lock around the throat chakra. This lock or this bandha is called Jalandhara bandha. So we have three main bandhas that we've learned about. We have Mula bandha down at the first chakra, Uddiyana bandha at the third chakra, and we have Jalandhara bandha at the fifth chakra. All right, so when we do Ujjayi breath, we tilt the chin slightly downward or towards the chest. At the same time that you do that, we want to keep the head, though, pushed back. The back of the head should be in line with your cervical spine. Rather than letting the head kind of draw and hang forward and be slouched, we want to be tall and lifted with the spine. The chin's down, but the head draws back. So the chin is going down, but even kind of back and in a little bit more towards the throat. You're doing this with the mouth closed. You're breathing in and out through the nose. And you should notice with the chin down, you feel a tightness or more firmness around the front of the throat. Establish your Ujjayi breath. Notice the sound as you draw in. You'll pause and then exhale out. As you draw in, it may sound a little bit more like a hissing. As you exhale out, it's more like a ha. Let the eyes close if you want. Extend the inhale and the exhale a little bit more. And from here, slowly open the eyes and lift the chin up to level. Let's go ahead and just start our practice a little bit more. I'm going to remove my props. We're going to make our way onto all fours into table pose. So the knees are coming down from the hips. The hands are coming down from the shoulders. Let's just do a little bit more opening for the chest and the back with a couple of cat-cows before we move on. So we're releasing the shoulders back, relaxing the belly, turning the tailbone up. Inhale, opening up the chest more, chin goes up, gaze goes up. Exhale, round, pull up and in, chin to the chest, belly draws up and in. Inhale to your cat. Exhale to your cow. Go ahead, continue moving into your cat and your cow once again. You'll notice cat-cow definitely activates and works your throat chakra. All right, so from here you'll come back to table pose and raise the right leg up to hip level. From here, we're going to kind of take our cat-cows deeper and activate more of our core. So you'll inhale, raising the right leg up higher. Exhale, pull the right knee up and in and the nose towards the knee, rounding the back more. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, draw in and hold momentarily. When you pull this right thigh up towards the belly and the chest, that's where you're getting the activation of your core. Inhale, extend out, back and up. Exhale, draw in. Take the right knee down, and then you'll raise your left leg up. You want to roll the ankle around a couple times, and then see if you can raise that left leg up higher. Inhaling. Exhale, draw that left knee forward and towards the nose. The nose also moves towards the left knee. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, pull in. One more time. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, round and pull in. Go ahead, take the knee down. You're back in table. Maybe place your hands a little bit higher towards the top of your mat. Curl under your toes. Move into a down dog and pedal your feet. Start to push maybe back a little bit more with the arms, taking the tailbone a little higher, relaxing and releasing the head down. From here, start to settle the heels downward more and breathe. Make sure the knees are pointing straight forward in line with your second and third toes. If the knees are turning inward or the kneecaps, just slightly lift the arches of your feet a little bit more. And now on your next exhale, walk your feet forward to your hands into forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend the knees if you like, let that head hang heavy. And start to shift your body weight a little more forward. The hands don't come to the floor, you can rest them on a block or grab your elbows and let the head hang between your arms. As you're here, if it feels good, you can do a little bit more neck movement, either nods up and down, and then left and right, or even some slow, small head circles in both directions. Then after you've done that, let the head go still.
Feel the feet. The weight should be more into the front of your feet. The top of your head points down towards the mat. From here, slowly rise up, one vertebra at a time. Put some bend in your knees as you make your way to a standing position. From here, slowly raise the arms up. Exhale them in at your heart. Inhale up. Exhale in. Inhale your arms out, palms up, back, and then in. One more time. Inhale out and back, opening the chest, opening the shoulders. Exhale, pull in. From here, inhale up, exhale out, bending the elbows, cactus arms, pulling them back, and then hands come together at your heart. Inhale up, start to exhale, drawing down and back, and then in. Okay, today we're going to do a different sun salutation. It's going to be Surya Namaskar C, Sun Salutation C. This is a very old sun salutation. And you'll notice too that to do one full salutation is a little bit longer. You'll work the right side, then you'll work the left side. And when we do Surya Namaskar C, we do a pose called Ashtanga Pranam, which means 8-point pose. 8 points of your body will be simultaneously touching the mat as you go down into this version of a chaturanga. And I want to do this today because we're placing one of those points as your chin. So it really kind of opens up a little bit more for the throat, and it helps you keep kind of a little bit more alignment too when we go down. It's as compared to say like a traditional chaturanga, sometimes we collapse and let the chin fall in. We always want to keep our chin in a neutral position, say when we move into a full chaturanga. Okay, so Ashtanga Pranam is going to be a little bit different. We're going to release down. I'll just show you one. 8 points will go from our plank, and 8 points of the body will be touching. So my two feet, my 2 knees, my 2 hands. That's 6, 7, and 8 will be my chest and chin. So you'll release down like a regular chaturanga, elbows point back, but you take the chin and the chest to the mat. From there, you'll rise up into a cobra. Another difference with Surya Namaskar C is that we don't utilize half forward fold. We just go straight to our Uttanasana, in and out of that. And if you want, try this. We usually step forward with one leg, and the other leg that follows will be dragged straight forward on the mat. So you can go ahead and give that a try. All right, so let's begin with our Surya Namaskar C. You're starting by standing in your Tadasana, maybe towards the top of your mat a little bit more. Feet are about hip width apart. Inhale up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, right leg steps back, left leg follows. Exhale, Ashtanga Pranam. Knees come down, chest and chin. Inhale, Cobra pose. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg steps forward, and then exhale to Uttanasana, straight left leg drags forward to follow. If you need to bend the left leg, that's just fine. So if we're back into our Uttanasana, inhale, rising up, reaching up. Exhale, Namaste. Inhale up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, this time left leg steps back, right leg follows. Exhale, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale, left leg steps forward. Right leg drags straight to follow. You're in your exhale in Uttanasana. Inhale, rise and reach up. Exhale, Namaste. Okay, so that was one version or one salutation of Surya Namaskar C. I'm going to go ahead and do another one. I'm just going to kind of move this aside because my foot is sticking to my sticky mat. So I'll just lift it aside for this next one. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg steps back. Left leg follows. Exhale, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale, right leg steps forward. Left leg straight, drags to follow. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise to reach up. Exhale, Namaste. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold down. This time, straight, left leg steps back as you inhale, right leg follows. Exhale, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Down Dog. Inhale, right leg steps forward. Straight left leg drags to follow. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands come together at your heart. All right, from here, you probably feel a little more warmed up. We're gonna move into a sequence. This is where I'd like for you to have your blocks. So, let's start on our right side. Just gonna have my blocks handy to begin with. And here we go. So, we're going to take, start in Utkatasana, chair pose. And let's just do this version of chair with our feet about hip distance apart. When we sink into our chair, our knees are also directed straight forward in the same position as our toes. Here we go. Let's begin with our hands at our heart. Start to bend the knees. Shift the knees in your bottom back as you sink deeper. You'll feel more weight kind of move into the heels. Draw your belly in a little bit. We'll tuck the tailbone down. Open the chest so you're looking straight forward. Reach the arms forward. Turn your palms up. Raise the gaze and the arms up. We're opening a little bit more in the throat. And I should say Utkatasana or chair is a great pose. It's very strengthening. So make sure you breathe. At the same time, it activates a lot of chakras. So we're here, we're activating the first chakra, sinking our weight into our feet. We're activating the solar plexus, our third chakra. We're opening the heart. We're opening the throat chakra. We're activating, taking our gaze skyward in line with our third eye, our sixth chakra. Breathing. From here, take a big step back with your left leg. We're moving into crescent pose. So take a moment as you're here squaring off your hips, drawing the arms back, keeping the belly slightly engaged, and breathing. Take your hands down at your sides. Release the right arm down. Left arm reaches up and over to your right, keeping the core engaged. We're just adding more stretch into the whole left side of the body as we're in this pose. We're really activating the legs. Then come back to center. Inhale that right arm up, palm is towards your head. Exhale, slowly lean over to your left. Release the right arm down. Both hands come at your waist. Straighten your legs. Step this back left leg forward, maybe about 12 inches or so. And once again, you're trying to square off your hips. From here, we're going to move into pyramid pose. So make sure that the feet aren't in the same line as though you were on a tightrope. It's going to be hard to balance. We want the feet to be positioned about hip distance apart so we can keep these hips squared and the lower back comfortable. So we're going to open our chest. Try to keep the back flat as you exhale, coming forward and down. This is where you may want to have your blocks. And I would suggest maybe placing your block or blocks at the higher level. So you're placing them beneath the shoulders and you're trying to activate the stretch by flattening the back. Try not to over round. That's where the blocks come in handy so that you can keep kind of a straighter alignment with the back. Now, if you have only one block, maybe just place that along the inside of that right foot and both hands can rest on it, okay? If you find you can go deeper, you always can lower the blocks down a level. Okay, so we're breathing. And I usually like to kind of instruct before lowering the blocks a level, maybe work on your alignment first. So once again, that's about opening the chest, keeping the back flat. And then think about squaring off the hips, pushing this right hip back a little bit more. It will really kind of increase the activation in the back of your right thigh. Breathing, face is soft and calm. Maybe you can sink down just a little more. If not, stay where you are and just work on your alignment. That opening of the chest, the flattening of your back. Drawing the right hip back now. Take your left hand, place it either on the mat or keep it on your block, but I want you to first think about extending the head and the spine more forward. We're placing that left hand, once again, for the most part, beneath your left shoulder. If you want, you can start with your right hand on your waist. We're going to move to revolve triangle. Start by drawing that right hip slightly back. On your next exhale, you're twisting off to your right. Still feeling your energy pull back. You can either stay here with the hand on your waist or take the right hand and raise it up towards the sky. The gaze can go in the same direction. Breathing. And now slowly lower the right hand back down. Take a moment, put a little bit of bend in your knees, step the left foot forward. You're in forward fold. And now slowly roll up to a standing position. Take a moment. We're just letting the spine come back into balance. And we'll go ahead and move to our other side. Here we go.
So we're getting ready for our chair pose, Utkatasana. Toes are about hip distance apart, and start to bend your knees. Hands are at your heart. As you bend the knees, try not to let them dip too far forward. We want to push your knees and your bottom back. Sink more weight down into the feet. Draw the belly in a little bit to curve the tailbone down as you go deeper in this pose and to open the chest. You should be looking forward. Extend the arms out, palms up. Now raise the arms up, raise the gaze up. Try not to overreach with the shoulders. We're plugging the arms back into the shoulder joints and breathing. All right, from here, take a big step back with your left leg, sinking down into crescent pose. Arms go back, pull back maybe by your ears. Once you find your stability, square out the hips more. Draw the right hip forward, belly draws in. It will help with your balance. Once again, you're breathing. Release your arms down at your sides. Left arm comes all the way down. Draw a breath, raise the right arm up, and then exhale and lean over to your left. Come back to center. Inhale the left arm up, palm goes towards your head. Exhale, lean to the right. Try and keep that right hip still pointing forward. Make your way back to center. Hands go to your waist. Step that right foot in about 12 or 15 inches so there's not quite so much distance between the feet or the legs. Square off your hips. Open the chest. Extend forward. Trying to keep that flatter back. You may want to raise your blocks up to your highest level just to kind of begin this pose a little bit more comfortably. This is pyramid. So we're activating the stretch by opening the chest, flattening the back, thinking of releasing the entire spine forward, but the feet are staying planted on the mat. We're not lifting up and off. And from here, we can go a little bit deeper by simply drawing the left hip straight back. If you can maintain the flatter back and the hip pointed back, then you can always go deeper if the body's ready by lowering the blocks another level. Let the face go soft, releasing any unnecessary tightness where you don't need it. All right, from here, extend the blocks just a little bit more forward. Once again, try and really pull the left hip back, lengthen the spine forward. Body weight goes into your right hand. From here, you can use the left hand on your waist to help kind of feel that left hip and draw it back. You're exhaling and starting to turn to your left. If you want to go deeper, left arm reaches up. Breathe. Gaze can go towards the sky. If you have any neck discomfort, maybe you're keeping your gaze out to the side. And from here, slowly lower down. Put some bend in the knees. Step your right foot forward. You're in your Uttanasana.
Put more bend in the knees. Slowly rise up to standing. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. We're going to start by moving on to our all fours. We'll be going on to our bellies too. So we're going to move into more opening and stretching, kind of creating with our stretching and our contracting. Compression on the thyroid to help activate it, to bring more blood flow into the area so that it may function optimally. So we're going to start to open up a little deeper for a big pose that's coming. Let's go ahead and begin with puppy pose. We're back on all fours in our table, but remember with puppy, we're keeping our hips raised and we're stacking our hips pretty much above our knees. We're gliding or extending our palms forward, releasing either your chin or your forehead to the mat. Chin to the mat is much deeper. It's a greater compression on the back of the neck. And if this is altogether a little too deep, know that you can always use a block. Maybe you're resting your head on your block. So you can always rest your forehead there. If you have any, say, neck, shoulder issues, and this pose starts to get uncomfortable, you can always just put a little bit of bend in the elbows and draw the hands in back towards the head a little bit. At the same time, if you can go deeper, you're taking the bend out of your elbows and releasing straight forward. You're trying to relax the armpits straight down towards the mat as you breathe. If the chin is to the mat, try to keep a little bit of space between your teeth. All right, start to make your way back up and release your belly down to the mat. Lengthen the legs, point the toes. From here, we're gonna go to a little bit more opening. We're moving into seal. So start with your hands pretty much underneath the shoulders. Engage the belly, you'll push back and up. Okay? Now, as you're backing up like this, if this bothers your low back, you can have a couple of options. Think about pulling the belly in a little bit. And if it still is uncomfortable, maybe you want to go to a variation like Sphinx pose. If you can do seal, a couple things, you're breathing here. Draw the shoulders down and away from your neck. Open the chest. Let the gaze go forward. Think about releasing the backs of the shoulders and your shoulder blades down and let them flatten more into your back. Breathing. Slowly release back down and take a rest break. So as you're resting here, we're going to move into a big opening for the front of the body, a big Vishuddha chakra opener. And this pose is called Ekapada Viparita Shalabhasana. That's a big, long Sanskrit name. And when you translate it into English, it's one-legged inverted locust pose. So this is actually one of many variations that there are in yoga of locust pose. You may want to just try a setup of it. If it bothers your back, feel free to not do this pose. One of my students happened to call this pose, because it's got such a long name, she liked to call it narwhal, because it looks like those whales with the long kind of tusks that are coming out as you set up in the pose. Make sure your legs look like that tusk of the narwhal. So I like to call it narwhal just because it's a lot quicker and easier to say. So here we go. we're going to take and make fists with our hands. And the top of my fist here is going to go down on the mat. You're going to pull your shoulders down and back. We're going to place these fists down right underneath the front of your hip bones. So you'll do that with each hand. Drawing your hands in with your fists. From here, you'll bend your right knee about 90 degrees and flex the right foot. In this pose, we place our chin on the mat. You're going to lift your left leg up, and keeping the left leg straight, you're going to place the right foot kind of right above your left knee on the thigh more. Now, you'll naturally kind of like, as I'm showing you here, roll onto the right side of your body. Once you make that connection with the feet, I want you to slowly roll your body weight back into the left side so you're equal on both sides, pushing the left arm into the mat. There we go. Breathe. To release out of this pose, just simply start to straighten your right leg and the left leg will follow down. Take a moment, just laying here, releasing the spine before we go to the other side. I'll let you know also that when you do this pose, you can see sometimes big discrepancies between the left and the right side of the body. And you may have one side where you'll notice it's just a little bit easier to set up into. So here we go. We'll move to our other side. Once again, fists. That top of your fist is down into the mat. Place each fist. Arms are straight. Chin is to the mat. Fists are underneath your hips. This time we're bending the left knee. Left foot's pointed up. You're going to roll onto your left side a little bit more and raise the right leg up. Make that connection with the left foot and the right thigh. Roll back into your right side and breathe. Slowly release down and relax. Let go of any tightness or tension anywhere along the back side of the body. All right. From here, let's roll onto our backs. Okay, so that was a lot of contraction or arching for the back of the body. We're slowly going to take it back in the other direction. Let's just go ahead and windshield wiper the knees left and right a little bit. And then bring your knees back up. Walk your feet in a little bit closer together. And then we're just going to kind of flatten out our backs. We're slowly taking our spine in the other direction. So take your hands to the outsides of your thighs for happy baby. And in fact, let's just go ahead and change it up. Do a half happy baby. So as you draw the thighs in, take a moment, extend your left leg straight out on the mat. Raise just the right foot so it's reaching up to the sky. The bottom of the foot should be pointed to the ceiling. Your foot is flexed and the toes are pointed back towards your head. You'll take your right arm, reach it along the inside of this right knee, grab the outside edge of the right foot, or if you need to, the right ankle. If even grabbing the right ankle is a little difficult, take a strap, placing it around your foot, and that can help.
You're reaching straight with the left leg. You're drawing down with that right arm, taking that leg down closer to the outside ribs as long as it's comfortable for you. And breathing. Go ahead, release, draw the knee into your chest, roll the ankle around, taking a breath, exhale. Now roll to your left side, moving into a spinal twist, opening your right arm and turning your head to the right, or modifying if you need to, letting your gaze go skyward, or changing the placement of your right arm to best suit you. If you notice something is going on in the body and this just doesn't feel right, feel free to place a block underneath this right knee to give it support. And now take your gaze towards the sky, roll onto your back, and bend both knees again. Realign straight. Go ahead. Pull the knees into your chest, grabbing the backs of your thighs. Open up the left foot towards the ceiling. Extend your right leg straight out on the mat. Take the left arm, reach it to the inside of this left knee. Then reach up and grab the outside edge of the left foot or the ankle. Flexing deeper and then drawing down. Okay, release the hand from the foot, draw this knee tighter into your chest. Maybe roll the ankle around a little bit, inhaling. Then when you're ready, exhale, roll to your right side. And then open up your left arm, turn your head to the left. Once again, feel free to use any props to get more comfortable or to change the location of that left arm or the turn of your head. And then take your gaze back to the sky. Roll onto your back. And once again, take a moment just to release the spine. We're going to draw our knees into our chest. If it feels good, rock a little bit side to side. This is Apanasana pose. And now pick up the head and shoulders, draw the nose towards your knees. Your chin will go in towards your chest. So we're moving in the other direction. We're placing compression on the throat areas. Instead of where we were last with big opening, chin into the mat, now we're bringing chin to the chest to compress the throat chakra. Go ahead, relax the head down, take the feet down, extend your legs out in front of you, setting up for Shavasana. Once again, you can place, say, your blocks underneath your knees if you don't have a bolster, if that feels good to you, or use some pillows. If you feel like doing an unconventional Shavasana, some people like to move into Baddha Konasana and do their Shavasana like this. I want you to find a pose that feels really relaxing and releasing. You'll draw your shoulders down, release the legs. We're settling into the mat, letting go of any kind of muscular tightness or tension because the ground is supporting us. It's keeping us stable. We don't need to use our muscles in any way. Let the eyes close. Feel the forehead soften. Releasing around the eyes, putting space between your teeth. Noticing your breath. See if you can release the breath even a little bit. Letting it move more naturally. Maybe it becomes a little more shallow, a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit slower. Feel the back of the body let go, all down the length of the spine to the tailbone, and then continue to release down the length of the legs. Let the body become more still and quiet for these next several minutes. Let yourself just be in this state of relaxation. Your body has done the work. Now it's time to give it the reward of resting and rejuvenating. As you take in your next exhale, gently move the fingers. As you take in your next exhale, slightly wiggle the toes. From here, roll to your right side and stay comfortable, quiet, and relaxed for a few more breaths in this fetal position. Use this time to gently
Start taking slightly fuller breaths, noticing the body and the mind reawaken with each and every breath. Push up into a comfortable forward seated position, taking your hands and drawing them in at your heart, releasing the chin down and the eyes closed. Thank you for sharing this throat chakra class today. I'm going to finish with a quote that has to do with our voice, but it's a little bit different. Here it is. Train yourself to listen to that small voice that tells us what's important and what's not. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. Namaste. All right. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this 5th chakra class. Be well in the meantime, and I will see you for an upcoming 6th chakra class. Take care. Goodbye.